Ghana just granted citizenship to over 500 African Americans in Accra, Ghana. That's a great news, really a great move. But then again, critical questions have to be asked. These are not just things we get overwhelmed with and all of that and forget to ask critical questions. I always say critical thinking, politics over emotions. Now, what are some of the critical questions I think that's supposed to be asked? Number one is, what is the resettlement plan the government has put in place? I'm talking about reintegration plans. I'm talking about social plans and all of that. How is this gonna be a win-win for the African Americans and also the communities in Ghana? How has the government planned to make it easier for these African Americans to come and invest in the country and become successful? I'm talking about, has the government really put the basic needs in place? Talking about infrastructure. Ghana has stable light, technology is getting there, but the roads in Ghana are still very bad. Also, have the government really put in social workers, in place to really make sure these people moving back to Africa are really mentally stable in the sense that try to really make them prepare to accept and also adapt in the Ghanaian society, because whether you like it or not, there is definitely going to be culture shock, cultural differences and all of that. So these people have to really make sure they are mentally fit to come back to the country. Also, security. Has the government put security in place? I'm talking about security. It's not just on the street, how safety they are on the street, because Ghana is one of the safest countries in Africa. But I'm talking about scam. How has the government put things in place to make sure that these people are not going to be scammed by the people of Ghana or even the government? We don't want to hear a story like what's the story the last time, Michael Blackson, the comedian from America. We heard that, how he got scammed by the government and all of that. We don't want to hear a story like that. You get? Number two question is, what is the effect of this move on the people of Ghana and also the economy of Ghana? I'm talking about inflation. Accra, for example, is already a very inflated city, overpriced. Even the people of Ghana are already complaining with the cost of living. And now people are gonna move in with foreign currency, dollar, you get, and they are gonna be looking for places, houses, restaurants. I just think that will increase the cost of living in Accra, and also that will make house owners set their standards a bit higher for the for the people of Ghana. We are already having situations now where people don't charge houses now in cities; they charge now in dollars. If you look at it, this is gonna cause a kind of inflation in Accra, especially in Accra. Accra is the second most expensive, if not the most expensive city in Africa. They say Cape Town. I've not been to Cape Town, but I've been to most of the major cities in Africa, and I can tell you Accra is freaking expensive. It's really expensive, and I just think this is also going to affect, or inflate the city of Accra. And last question should be, what triggered this whole African American year of return back then in 2019? Again, I would say it's a great move, but we should not just always be overwhelmed by these kind of things and forget to ask critical questions. And why I'm asking this, we also need to look at how, the demographic of African Americans in the US has been attacked or targeted in different ways. I'm talking about police genocide. I'm talking about violence in communities. I'm talking about powders. I'm talking about many other things. What if this is also part of the plan or part of the structure to make sure the demographic of African Americans living in the US become lesser. And also, I really question these things a lot, especially when I see man like Nana Addo, the president of Ghana, is in front, like is like the one being used, because this is a man I don't really trust. He's the perfect definition of a puppet. You know, I know he's always ready to do anything to please his puppet masters. So we need to also dig into these things, like, you know, ask like what is this whole thing, because we also need to like know that these are descendants of the slaves taken way back from Africa, you know, to go and build America. So if now they are having plans now for them to return, there should also be some kind of like, structures put in place that, yeah, you don't just come to the continent back and become liabilities and also become stranded and all of that. You know, they have to also make sure they are financially strong, and also they also have to make sure even education, because we also expect them to come and contribute to social issues in the country, to contribute to political issues in the country, to also like create awareness, also make difference. And for that to happen, they have to be in that position, whether intellectually, whether financially, and all of that, to be in that position to also make difference in the Ghanaian communities.